What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back for another episode of the Wednesday Pull List, which is your hype video for today's new comic book day, which is July 5th of 2023. I hope everyone had a fantastic 4th of July if you guys live in the United States of America. Otherwise, I hope you guys had a fantastic week and weekend and you guys are having a fantastic week so far this week. Now, before we dive into today's video, I just want to let you guys know there will be no final order cutoff, speculation, and recommendation again this week or next week or possibly the week after that. I have an absolutely cram-packed schedule for the month of July. This Friday, I'm leaving on my honeymoon. Next Thursday, I leave for a long weekend in New Jersey at a lake house with Stephanie's parents, and it's gonna be amazing, and the family. And then the week after that, I believe I have something as well. Maybe I don't. But for the next 2 weeks, at least, there will be no final order cutoff, speculation, and recommendation show. Alright guys, that is the update. Now, if you guys are new to this video series or new to this channel, the Wednesday Pull List is your hype video for New Comic Book Day. I read all the previous issues to the ones that are coming out today, and I figure out what are the best books to be reading on my top 5 must-have pickups. But I also have my cover lover picks, any books that are on the chopping block, and any books that almost made the top 5 list. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and dive into today's video with my pull list. Now, as you guys can see right here, that is a pretty decent pull list, but you guys can't see what books are right there, so let me go ahead and throw it up on screen right now. Now, there are 19 books on my pull list. There are 5 new number ones, even though 4 of them are Night Terror books from DC Comics, their big summer event, but also there are 2 books that I did not get caught up on this week, and those 2 books will not make the top 5 must-have pickups. Alright guys, that was my pull list. Let's find out if any books made the chopping block. This was a really good week for comics for me this week because there are no books on the chopping block this week. I am a little skeptic for the Night Terror books. I really don't know if those books are going to be any good. Normally these big summer events that have a lot of tie-ins, those tie-in books really struggle to be actually good books. But I'm going to give these books a shot and hopefully these books turn out to be a little better, or you might see them on the chopping block in the future. But guys, there are no books this week for me on the chopping block. Let's go ahead and move over to my cover lover picks. My cover lover list this week really isn't that big. There's only 3 covers that I'm really enjoying that I would actually pick up just for the cover alone. So let's go ahead and find out what these covers are. And the first one up is Heat Seeker, a Gun Honey series, issue number 1, the Art Germ Final Order Cutoff Virgin variant. Guys, this cover, in my opinion, is just absolutely gorgeous. Art Germ crushed it on this cover, and I love that it is a virgin because you can bring it to a convention and have Art Germ sign it or do a really cool remark on this cover. And the next book is Captain Marvel Dark Tempest, issue number 1, the Jen Bartel Hellfire Gala cover. This cover is absolutely gorgeous. Jen Bartel crushed it. She's such a great artist, and I really enjoy this cover. Am I picking up this book? No, but I am picking up this cover. Guys, and the final cover that I really enjoy is for Peacemaker Tries Hard, issue number 3, the cover D, which is the 1 in 25 incentive variant done by Jorge Corona. Guys, this cover is absolutely fantastic. It really depicts Peacemaker in exactly what I think he is, and this book is so good. I really enjoy this book. But guys, those are my 3 cover lover picks for this week. If there's a cover that I missed that you really enjoy, guys, let me know down in the comments below. But let's go ahead and move over to the next section, which is the new number 1 that you guys just have to be excited about. Now, before I tell you what this book is, I'm going to admit something to you guys. I've read the synopsis for this book multiple times, and I'm going to admit to you guys that the synopsis for this book really isn't all that engaging. I can see this really not being that appealing to most people, but guys, why you need to be picking this book up and why you need to be excited for this book is the creative team on this book. Now, you're probably also wondering what this book is. Well, I'm talking about Barnstormers, issue number 1, comes out this week. Now, this is coming from writer Scott Snyder. That right there should be enough to get every single one of you excited for this book. Almost every single book that Scott Snyder writes is amazing. Hands down, great books to read. And that's what this whole video is about, getting you guys excited to read comic books. And this book right here, you guys should be excited because Scott Snyder is writing it. Now, this also has art by Tula Latte. Tula Latte has been putting out some amazing covers as of late, and I cannot wait to see what she's going to do with the interiors of this book. Now, with that said, let me go ahead and read the synopsis for you guys. It's 1918, the early days of the barnstorming era, when pilots competed with each other by performing deadlier and more wondrous feats as we've never seen it before. Pilot John Barron is back from the front lines of the war where he was injured. At 18 years old, he's an adventurer who lives his life traveling from town to town in his plane, entertaining folks across the country, most of whom who have never seen a car, let alone a plane. His world changes when he meets Helen, a young woman who shares his passion for aviation and adventure. They become a traveling act, flying from town to town, delighting folks with their antics. Helen becomes John's wing walker, climbing out on the wing of the plane mid-flight to perform death-defying acrobats. Along the way, they bond, confessing their secrets, and they begin a romance in this lush, character-driven series that explores the early days of aviation and the evolving relationship and romance between two young pilots. Now again, I admit that is not all that enticing as a comic book to read, but the creative team just sells it to me right there. But there is a cover, I believe it's the cover C, guys, I will have it up on screen right now, where we see Helen and she has blood all over her hands and arms. What does that mean? And there's also another cover where she's holding a rifle with John behind her. What does that mean? Are they gonna be bank robbers? Are they gonna be Bonnie and Clyde? Guys, I don't know. But since it's written by Scott Snyder, I am all in on this book. And there's also a fantastic Jenny Frison 1 in 25 that is just too freaking good. All right, guys, that is my new number one that I think you guys just have to be excited about. Let's go ahead and talk about my almost top 5. Kicking off the almost top 5 list this week is a book that I did not get caught up on. That is why it did not make the top 5 list. But guys, Torrent issue number 5 comes out this week, and I loved issues number 1, 2, and 3. And to give you guys a very brief synopsis, this is about a superhero whose secret identity is revealed, and when that secret identity is revealed, some terrible things happen in their personal life, and this superhero tries to get justice for themselves, but the justice system is not helping her at all, and it's really freaking good. I really enjoyed this story a lot, and I think you guys should be reading Torrent. But guys, the next book on the almost top 5 is Mosley issue number 5. This is another great independent where the machines have risen up, kind of like Terminator, but not really. But guys, this book is really good. It kind of features this one character fighting back against the machines, trying to save humanity. It is really good. And the final book on the almost top 5 is No One issue number 4. This is a great image book. It's tied into the whole Radiant universe, you know, Radiant Black, Radiant Pink, Radiant Red, all those books. But No One is a great mystery book. I don't read any of those other titles, but this one right here is fantastic. It's more like street level. It's really great, and we have not solved who No One is yet, and that is the great mystery. But I really enjoyed this book, and there's always great covers for this book as well. All right, guys, that is the almost top 5. Let's go ahead and jump right into the top 5 must-have pickups for this week's new comic book day, which is today, July 5th of 2023. Now, the book that's in the number 5 spot is an awesome murder mystery story, and I'm talking about Blood Tree issue number 6. Now, this is the final issue of this series, but it is written by Peter J. Tasami and art by Maxim Simic, and it's been fantastic ever since issue number 1. Now, this series follows 2 detectives trying to find out who the murderer is, and this murderer is absolutely insane. He's going around killing people who have done horrendous murderous crimes, but that's not the real key to the story. No, he's killing their families as well. He's finding these people's families, he's drugging them up, sewing angel wings to their backs, giving them enough drugs to commit suicide, and it is crazy. And that's why it's called Blood Tree, because he's killing the murderers, but also everyone in their family. It is gruesome. It is fantastic. It's fantastic because they haven't been able to solve this murder mystery. And in the last issue, one of the detectives gets shot. And is she going to die? I don't know. But this series is heart-pounding. It's really good. And issue number 5 really, really heated up. All right, guys, that is my number 5 book. Let's go ahead and find out what number 4 is. The book that's in the number 4 spot is Doctor Strange issue number 5. Now, this is coming from writer Jed MacKay and art by Pascal Ferry. And guys, this book has been so fantastic ever since issue number 1. But I really enjoyed issue number 4. Now, the reason why I liked issue number 4 so much, because it focused not on Doctor Strange and Clea, but no, it focused on the new team called Wand, which is made up of 2 characters that I don't really know too well, Pandora and Dr. Z, but also has the fantastic character of Wong in it. And they are basically like the shield S.H.I.E.L.D. team, but for the magic users in the Marvel Universe. They're helping Doctor Strange kind of like, you know, keep all the magic bad guys in check. And the last issue really took a deep dive into what Wanda is doing, what they're dealing with, which is something pretty crazy, which ties back into Clay Strange, and also the fact that Wanda doesn't want to just do what they normally do, which is like, you know, kill bad guys or imprison bad guys. No, he wants to heal the problems that are in front of them, not just like, you know, bash them with a hammer, which is what, you know, S.H.I.E.L.D. and Wanda normally does. And I think that's a really cool idea, and it's totally going to turn the Wanda team on their head, but they also decided that they need to expand the Wanda team in the last issue, and I'm really excited to see how they're going to grow their ranks, because Wanda is a fantastic character, and I'm really enjoying Dr. Z. He's a totally wacky character, but I also love how this ties back into Clay Strange and Doctor Strange. Jed MacKay is doing such a fantastic job on this book. He's bounced around to a story with Doctor Strange, a story with Clea, and now a story with the team of Wanda. A great series so far, and I highly recommend you guys pick up this book. And I also love the Hellfire Gala cover for this book, which features the Scarlet Witch. Alright guys, that is the number 4 book. Let's go ahead and find out what my number 3 is. My number 3 book is Grimm, issue number 11. Now, this is written by Stephanie Phillips and art by Val Vano. Now, we are 11 issues into this series. How do I explain this to you guys? I really struggled. I recorded this section, I want to say 7 or 8 times as of right now, because there's so much to get you caught up on. But I'm going to give you a very brief synopsis, and I hope this kind of like gives you the hooks to go pick up the trade paperback and get caught up on this series, because it is so good, and the art is fantastic in every single issue. But this book follows Jess. Jess is a Grim Reaper, and there is a whole, like, you know, group of Grim Reapers down in, the underworld, I guess you could say, because it's not officially hell, because, you know, they ferry souls to heaven in hell. But she's a unique Grim Reaper because she's also part human. That's right. Her father was the devil himself, the original Grim Reaper, and he, you know, made love to a human being, so she's part human being and part devil, which is super duper cool. But her father has been missing for a very long time. No one knows where the true devil is, and her aunt, and Jess's aunt, has taken over hell, and no one can die anymore, and it's absolute chaos, and Jess has been kicked out, and her aunt is trying to hunt her down, but she has 2 friends that are Grim Reapers that are trying to help her solve her issues. And it's so good. And we had her mother in the last few issues, and her mother was a convict somewhere, and we also found out there's the devil, and there's also like God, basically, the guy calling himself Life in issue number 10. It was so good. It's so much to get you caught up on. I'm missing so many really cool things. The art in this book is fantastic. The story is fantastic. Stephanie Phillips doing an amazing job. And hopefully that's enough to get its hooks into you and for you to pick this book up. If not, well, I did my best. All right, guys, that is my number 3 book. Let's go ahead and find out what my number 2 is. The book that's in the number 2 spot is a fantastic book. It's hilarious, and that's why I like it so much. I like a comic book that steps out of like the normal serious world and just is straight up funny, and that's exactly what this book is, with Peacemaker Tries Hard issue number 3. Now, this is coming from writer Kyle Starks and art by Steve Pugh? Maybe it's Steve Pugh. I'm gonna go with Pugh. But guys, Steve's artwork is fantastic in this book. Now, I could give you a really good synopsis for this book, but what I'm going to do is basically tell you, if you watch the Peacemaker TV show, that's exactly what this book is. We get a big-hearted Peacemaker character who sees kind of like blindly what justice should be, but, you know, it's not always right, and it's just hilarious. Peacemaker is one of the funniest characters, and I really enjoy this book. Now, I could go into more detail, but guys, just pick this book up on that right there. If you enjoyed the TV show, you're going to enjoy this book. If you didn't enjoy the TV show, you're probably not going to enjoy this book. But guys, that is my synopsis. If you liked it, guys, let me know down in the comments below. If you didn't, let me know down in the comments below. All right, guys, let's go ahead and find out what my number 1 book for this week is. The book that I just absolutely love this week is a series that is absolutely fantastic. It's an independent, and it is Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, issue number 7. Now, this is coming from writer Jason Aaron and art by Leila Del Duca. It is a fantastic series that is a post-apocalyptic story. The world has ended, and we have these two characters that could not be any more different. A fun, loving character that sees the best in the world, and this other character who sees the world as it is. It is run down, it is torn apart, it is disgusting. You can barely survive. You need to be the best survivalist to survive, and that's exactly what she is. But guys, these characters come together and they fall in love. You wouldn't think they would fall in love, but they do. And the first 5 issues was them coming together and finding out a lot about themselves. There's also this whole like society of like Boy Scouts who are twisted and demented and wanted to like, you know, bring down the female character, but they freed themselves from them and they got away, and now they're on their journey to find paradise. And paradise is this place that is like, you know, a little safe haven from all the craziness in the world, and they are going on this journey together and they are falling deeper and deeper in love. And it was fantastic. Issue number 6 was such a great issue. It is very adult, and if you're not an adult, do not be picking this book up. But if you are, this book was seriously so freaking good. Jason Aaron was knocking this book out of the park, and I loved it. I hope you guys give this book a chance. There are great covers for almost every single issue, and I love a good love story. Yes, I'm a sucker for them, and I love this book. All right, guys, that is my number 1 book that I think you guys just had to be picking up this week, and that is it for today's video. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up. We are at the end of today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and if you guys are still watching right now, you guys are legends. Thank you guys so much for watching this long into the video. You guys are seriously supporting the algorithm. Now, if you are still watching and you have not smashed that like button yet, what are you doing? Smash that like button. It helps get this video out to more people, and we need more people reading comic books because we all know that it is the best medium to enjoy. But guys, if you guys just watched that video and you enjoy comic book content and you guys are not subscribed, what are you doing? Get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, and smash that like button. Now, I know I told you guys in the last video I would draw 2 new winners for the 2 giveaways that no one's claimed their prizes for, but I haven't had time to do that, so guys, I'm gonna do that probably in next week's video, if not the following week's video. I will do it sometime soon, guys. They're giveaways, they're free books. I will get that done at some point, but I'm also collecting more books for more giveaways in the future. So guys, that will happen as well very shortly. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will not be back on Friday again, remember, because I'm in Mexico on Friday. But guys, I'll be back soon with Final Order Cutoff speculation and recommendations, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Have yourself a great week. Enjoy your new comic book day. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.